Hey there. So today's video is going to be one based on for limited. I love sealed and draft. I haven't had that much of a chance to do it, especially because of the product shortages in set one. But I went down to a pre-release this weekend, as I assume a lot of you did. I was over at Red Seal Gaming in Mattawa, New Jersey, same store that I took down a 1K about a month ago. Is once again an awesome experience. I love going down to that store. So if anyone is in the New Jersey area, definitely go check that out and keep tabs on some of the big events that they'd be hosting in the coming months. But yeah, so after that pre-release, I decided, I want to do a little bit of a video about sealed and limited in general. So what's going to happen is this next part of the video is going to be me opening 6 packs so that I can make a sealed pool. So try to make that part not too long. I open the 6 packs. I talk about some of the good cards as I'm opening them and like what I'm leaning towards building. So we'll go through that. That'll be like the next portion of this video. And then after that, I'm going to import all those cards into SWDB so that we can deck build live and have it more like visually clear. I'll just have every card that I opened in those packs up in a deck on SWDB, and we'll be able to kind of like remove a card from the deck if we don't want it, or add it, and just like be able to see the whole pool in general. So I think even if you're not going to be playing sealed again, although I think a lot of stores do run sealed for the release events as well, I think a lot of this stuff, the deck building, will translate into draft as well, although the formats are not the same. There's still some overlap in the kinds of things you want to look for in limited versus constructed. So I think it should help. All right, so we're going to jump into that pack opening. If you can take a moment, click that subscribe button down below. Like the video, it helps a ton, and I'll catch you with the packs. Alrighty, so this is going to be the pack opening portion. I'll go through the 6 packs, hopefully pull something pretty awesome, kind of organize as I go and talk a bit about the cards. Afterwards, we'll get into the deck building. Alrighty, first time doing some live pack opening. We got a Cad Bane. So Cad Bane, I think, is probably one of the best sealed leaders. So we'll obviously be looking at like Underworld cards now and hopefully be able to get a good deck with him. Desperado Fader is a pretty good red hero card. The Treat Tenders, filler common. We got Stowaway, Gunship, Gamorrean Retainers. I'm pretty happy about having Gamorrean Retainers in basically any deck. Covert Strength, not a fancy card, but one that will probably make a decent amount of blue decks. Frontier Trader, Look the Other Way. These are a couple like mediocre yellow cards. No Bargain, probably not running that in very many decks. Rose Tico, I think probably pretty strong in limited. Cripple Authority, nothing too fancy there. Bounty Posting, and our rare is a Kragan Gore, and then we've got a foil Frontier, Freetown backup. So there's some decent cards here. I think like common-wise, the Gamorreans are really good. The Desperado Freighter is quite solid. Freetown backup I was pretty impressed with in my sealed pool earlier. And then, I think Kragan Gore is going to be a pretty awesome draft card, although not a great, crazy good constructed one. But he seems like a straight-up draft bomb, and he's Underworld and works really well with Cad Bane. So that's the first pack. Now, I'll be importing all of this into SWDB, so we'll have an easier time like looking at the cards and building a pool afterwards. But right now, just to like keep things a little clearer, move those off to the side. I'll keep the CAD up here, and then I'm gonna go into pack 2. All right, what do we got? Another Cad Bane. So that didn't really help in terms of staying open in our pool. Gwavian Antagonizer is not good. Foundling is okay. This Patrol Wing is an awesome common. Not really something we're going to probably look to run in a Cad Bane deck.
Covetous Rivals will be solid if we end up in red. Outflank, Gentle Giant, No Bargain, Hyperspace. That card looks pretty cool. Smuggler's Aid, Criminal Muscle, Unexpected Escape, Bravado, Lurking TIE Fighter. This card's going to be quite solid. And we've got a legendary. It's Evacuate. In yellow, you know, it's might not work all the time for an aggressive deck, but I think there's a chance we'd run it as sort of a backup plan if we're in yellow. And then Hutt's Henchman. Move those off to the side. Move one of these CADs away too. Alright, pack number 3. What do we got? Alright, we got a new leader this time, Hondo. So we can look at Green Villain now too. Alright, Discerning Veteran. That's a pretty good sealed card, right? It's a unit that comes into play and removes something. Detention Block Rescue is good red removal. Warzone Lieutenant, nothing special. Vigilant Pursuit Craft, also mostly filler-y, but like good filler because of the smuggle. Trandoshan Hunters can be good if you have bounties, can be medium without. Cargo Juggernaut, it's okay. Cartel Turncoat. Protector of the Throne. Cloud Rider is absolutely awesome, and even more so in a Cad Bane deck, because he's also an Underworld. Frozen Carbonite is good yellow removal, so really looks like we're definitely going to be in this Cad Bane deck, at least currently. The Heavy Fighter is okay, nothing too special there. We have got a Hyperspace Salacious Crumb, another Underworld unit that has a lot of synergy with Cad Bane. And we got another legendary. It's Kylo Ren. So that's, you know, it's kind of a draft bomb. I don't think he's going to make a huge mark on Constructed, but he's going to be absolutely awesome if we can play like yellow-red Cad in this pool. And a foil, Gentle Giant. Pretty good pack. Pretty happy to already be pulling 2 legendaries out of 3 packs. Let's see if we can keep that coming. Number 4, Gar Saxon. I think he's another pretty good leader to have access to in a sealed pool. Notably, we have opened 4 packs and have 4 villain leaders, so we can't really play heroic yet. Rickety Quad Jumper, not great. Weequay Pirate Gang, very good. 3/3 Ambush with Smuggle, also has Underworld. Heroic Renegade, Outland TIE Vanguard, another pretty solid green card. So are we looking at like Cad Green? We did pull that Kylo, so like Cad Red would be pretty exciting too. Hyloban Enforcer, Desperate Attack, McClunky with Cad is nuts. Great Squadron Y-Wing. I'm not too impressed with this unless you're playing with like Rey. I think it could be quite good there because it can keep getting buffed. Smuggler Starfighter. This is a common that I think is going to be quite good in draft. That -3/-0, if you have another Underworld unit, is quite impactful. It can often like create a positive trade for you, and I think this card's like gonna do a lot better than it looks at first glance. It is also Underworld itself, which is great for Cad. We opened an Echo, a Queel, a Punishing One, which is awesome. Tech's a really good rare. The stats 2/5 for 3, just like at baseline, is pretty strong, and it's a really good kind of like endgame card to play in Limited, where you just can get so much value out of him. And we got a foil Pillage. So finishing that pack off with like a Pillaging one after we saw the Smuggler Starfighter is quite nice. I'm definitely right now leaning to that this is going to end up being a Cad Red pool. Could see Cad Green. If we end up not having as much good yellow, which I think it's unlikely, we've opened a lot of it, we could look at like a Hondo red deck. But I haven't seen much reason to move off of Cad Bane yet. I think he's probably one of, if not the best, limited leaders in the set. All right, we got another Hondo. So we're just like 2 Hondos, 2 Cads, and a Gar. We might not even have the option to play a hero. Another Outland Tie. Vanguard is great, so another reason we might end up in green. Desperate Attack, nothing special. Outflank. Black Sun Starfighter is going to make any villain deck, like full stop, 3/2 Sentinel in space. Added bonus, Underworld, just like we like it. The Spider's not great. The Wanted Insurgents, I don't think, are very good. 4/4 for 3 is a little overstated, but the bounty's really bad. Deathwatch Loyalist, Hyperspace, cool card. Would make basically any red deck. So yeah, if we end up in red, probably make it. McClunky, second one, awesome. Going to be so good with CAD. This is one of the worst cards in the set. Neutral. We got a Clan Saxon Gauntlet. This card is really, really strong. I don't so far think we're going to end up in any blue, so it's probably not going to make it. Headhunting. I don't think this card's great, to be honest. Mercenary Gunship. Another good Underworld card. 3/2 space unit for 2. Card's very good. And we got to choose sides. And we got a foil given to your anger, which is a cool card. It's a rare, so exciting to open a foil rare. It pings, right? So at baseline, 1 cost, deal 1 damage isn't terrible. And if you can create some sneaky situation where you force them into a bad attack with it, you can get a lot of value. And the last pack, we got Ray. So I'm talking about how CAD might be the best leader in Limited. If it's not him, it's probably Ray would be my vote. And we do now have access to a heroic leader, so we can start looking at the heroic pool a little more closely. All right, we got another Freighter, nothing special. Another Black Sun Starfighter is awesome. Reputable Hunter. Now, I don't think we opened a single bounty, but with bounties, this card is a nutty 2 cost 3/4. Wanted Insurgent's not great. Outlaw Cobra, the 3/5 space unit for 3. Now it has the absolute abysmal self-harm bounty that ramps your opponent. Not sure I have the willpower to run a card like that, where I feel like if this card dies, I might just like lose the game because of the ramp. Nima Outpost, I think this card is quite good. 2/6 Sentinel for 4, especially with Ray, where it can be buffed into a 3/7, but I think just that baseline is pretty strong. We know this Cloud card is bad. Principal Outlaw. Now, unless we're in like Ray Yellow, we're not playing this card, but I think this common is quite strong. 4/4, that has the Smuggle for 6. The on attack is quite impactful. He can exhaust anything, so you can come in, kill something, exhaust something bigger. He really overperformed in my sealed. Frontier Trader, nothing special. Lady Proxima. Now, there's an Underworld card, so there's a chance we'd just run that in CAD. Curse on Dissident, very good 3-drop in Limited, but again, only if we're in Ray Yellow. We got a Crosshair. He's going to be quite strong in Limited, I think, as well. If we end up in CAD Green, I think we'd be playing him. Dr. Pershing. I think this card is strong. Probably more so in Constructed than Limited. And we got a foil Palpatine's Return. Now, we actually did get a Kylo Ren, so it's not that Palpatine Return cheats him out that much, because he already costs 6, but this is a cool card, and I'd be interested in Constructed at least. And if I had more big targets for it, I think I'd be inclined to run it here too. All right, I think this pool is going to be pretty good. What's going to happen now? Next part of the video, I'm going to have all the cards imported into SWDB and going to build a deck and kind of talk through the cards a bit more there. So, catch you in a bit.
Alrighty then. So I've imported all the cards from the pack openings into this deck builder. And what we're going to do is kind of go through them and decide how to build the best deck. So kind of what I do in general when I'm opening the packs and deciding to build is I try to like weed out what I'm not playing first, just to get like a little clearer in my pool. Now, while we were opening packs, we saw we got 5 villainous leaders, 2 Cad Banes, 2 Hondos, a Gar, and 1 hero. And that hero is Ray, who's very good, but we got to look if we can even make a Ray deck. And it was pretty apparent while opening that that wasn't going to be possible. Our blue cards in general were very lacking. And like the hero pool in general didn't seem very strong. So I think the first thing I would like to do is just kind of get rid of all of them so that I don't need to think about them anymore, right? Like any hero card, like we might end up splashing some of them later, but as far as like building the deck, it's unlikely. That tech maybe will make it because I don't think it's too bad to splash a tech. But we're not going to be playing hero, so you know we can get our pool a little clearer. After that, what I want to do is play Cad. I think Cad Bane is one of, if not the best leaders, as I said, in Limited. So I want to look through the yellow cards in the pool and figure out, can we play villain yellow? If I can play villain yellow, then it's going to be Cad. It won't be like a Gar yellow deck. It won't be a Hondo yellow deck. It'll just be Cad Bane. So, almost done kind of weeding out the heroic cards that we aren't going to be playing. Oops, I just added a couple back into the main deck, but that's okay. Alright, so that was all of them. I think there was one more that I accidentally added back, but that's okay. Alright, so yellow. Criminal Muscle. Easy playable, especially in a Cad Bane deck. It's an Underworld. Cloud Rider is awesome. Frontier Trader, you know, it's a playable. It's not exciting. Let's see what else we got. Larking TIE Fighter is awesome. TIE Fighter is awesome. Smuggler Starfighter is pretty good. Look the other way, no. Bounty Posting, no. We didn't even get any bounties. 2 McClunkies, that's really good. 1 Evacuate. It's okay. Frozen Carbonite's good. And that was it, right? So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it wasn't a huge yellow pool. So 10. Now, will we be able to fill out the rest with something like red, blue, or green is what we're going to look at now. If we have enough, or if we have like enough neutral cards, which I think we might, like as far as neutral villain is concerned, we were given 2 Black Sun Starfighters, which is really good. We were given a Kragan Gore, which is an absolute bomb. Hutt's Henchman is okay. So, you know, that's 4 more cards right there. So we're at 14, theoretically. Can we get 16 red or 16 green cards? That's what we got to look at now. Like, if our deck ends up being so thin because we only have 10 yellow, we might need to move off of Cad. But I feel like it's such a big downgrade to go from him to like Hondo that even if we're like splashing like 3 or 4 off aspect cards, I think I'd still want to be in the Cad Bane deck. But let's see. So my first instinct why I put red here was that we had a good shot of making red happen. Wavian Antagonizer is not a very good card, but it is a 1-cost Underworld, so it gets a lot better in a Cad Bane deck. On top of that, we opened 2 McClunkies. So that makes these 1-drops even better. Like, we can play him turn 1, bounce him back to our hand, kill something, and then, like, resource him, right? We don't even need to use him as a unit. So I think he would be an inclusion pretty easily in this Cad Bane deck with our McClunkies. Deathwatch Loyalist is a solid playable. Wanted Insurgents, I'd rather not, but I don't think they're terrible. Trandoshan Hunters, you know, we don't have any bounties, so it's a 5-cost 6/4, but again, it is an Underworld. It gets a little better because of Cad. I'd run it. Covetous Rivals, now this is a 6-cost 5/5. Great. Like, we have no synergy with this, no bounties. Again, it's like filler. Him and the 2 4/4s here. Look, you're going to be playing filler when you're doing sealed, so can't be too choosy. Like, it's probably a playable card. Kylo is fantastic, right? That's a bomb. That's the gunship is also very good in Cad Bane, right? It's an Underworld and it pings when it dies. Punishing One is great. Desperate Attack is okay. Given to Your Anger is okay. So maybe we'd play one of each of that. That's about 9 cards, I think I counted. Detention, Block Rescue. It's not as good as Open Fire, but still very good. That would be about 10. Pillage. We could actually play Pillage and No Bargain and like really maybe try to strip the hand. Because we're playing Cad, we might be able to control the board early. So I don't hate like playing the 2 No Bargains and the Pillage and just kind of like going for a like a hand control kind of strategy. All right, so I think I counted about 12. So we had like the 10 yellow, about 12 red, and then we had the 4 black. So that's 26. Like, I'm pretty happy with that. I think we'd be able to find a few more splashable cards, maybe some on-aspect cards that we don't love but can run. But we're going to do due diligence here and look at a couple of the other colors. So just glancing at blue real quick, because I was pretty certain it wasn't going to be possible. Enforcers, you know, that the same thing as the Antagonizer, they're okay in CAD because of the Underworld. Pershing is a playable. I don't think he's a world beater in Limited. The Tree Tender is mostly filler. Outposts are solid. Sentinels, Cargo Juggernaut. Like, none of these cards are Underworld either. The Quad Jumper is not very good. The Freighter is not very good, although playable. Pursuit Craft and the Saxon Gauntlets are both playable ships. The Gauntlet is the Clan Saxon's quite good. Vigilance, okay. Covert Strength, whatever. It's like okay, playable. Unexpected Escape is not really something you're gonna play in Limited unless you bump into an opponent with a bunch of capture. And Foundling is Findler. So like looking at that, I think only one of those cards was even an Underworld. I don't think any of that was worth including over red. So what I'm going to do, we're just going to get rid of the blue. We're just going to clean this up a bit, and then we'll look at green as the last option. Covert Strength gone, Unexpected Escape gone, and Foundling. All right, so let's look at green. I think green has a chance to make it. So Salacious Crumb is fantastic in an Underworld deck, especially with like McClunkies, and it can bounce itself, and like you play it with Cad Bane over and over again, you just get like a bunch of pings. Warzone Lieutenant, I think this card's really bad in Limited. Gamorrean Retainer is quite good. Reputable Hunter, it's filler. 3 cost 3/4 is not a terrible stat line. Like we're playing it. We don't even have any bounties. Warboard Stowaway, solid. Again, this is an Underworld. It has Smuggle. Crosshair I like. No Underworld synergy, but I think this card is going to be quite powerful. The Pirate Gang, 4 cost 3/3 Ambush. Again, Underworld, that's going to ping. Discerning Veteran, solid, playable, even though it's not Underworld. We're at 7 cards. The Outland Ties are great. At 2 of them, that's up to 9. Outlaw Corona. You know, the stats are so good. It's in Underworld. But I think this getting killed is just such a feel bad. Because we have 2 McClunkies, I could see including this and basically only playing it when I have McClunky in hand. The card probably makes the cut because of that. But I'd be very careful about when deploying it. The Heavy Freighter is an okay playable. 3/3 in space for 4 that can like hit for 6 sometimes. Isn't terrible. Outflank, I'm not too impressed about this card in Limited. I think unless you're really into like some weird base race situation, I don't think it's going to be that helpful. We got a couple rares here. Palpatine's Return now. We don't really have bombs. Like what 6 costs would it even return? Like we don't want to be overpaying, right? So like the only card I think is actually here. It's like here, it's these ones. Covetous Rivals, Kragnan, Gore, and Kylo. 2 of them are red, so we're not even really... Like, we'll probably splash the Kylo if we're playing this in green, but, like, I don't even think Palpatine's Return is very good in this deck. Choose sides. I would play it. I think you can get, like, a crazy board swing. But it looks like the amount of green is pretty similar to the amount of red we got. The red gives us... Let's see, like... For exciting cards, the red gave us, well, exciting is maybe not much. I would say Kylo is incredibly exciting. The Gunship is fantastic in this deck. Punishing One is fantastic in this deck. Detention Block Rescue is a fantastic card in general. It also gives us Pillage with it, which in conjunction with like the No Bargains, like adds a lot of value. We can really go for a hand stripping kind of sub plan. Past that, we had like medium playables, right? We had like Deathwatch Loyalist, the Antagonizer, One and Insurgents if we absolutely need filler. The Trandoshan Hunters are solid because they're underworld traded. So yeah, like the red, obviously having Kylo is insane. Past that, we had some really solid cards and then a bunch of filler. As for the green, I think it was more even power in the middle there, like less, like there's nothing bomby in the yellow, but we have like Crosshair, Weequay Pirate Gang, Warboard Stowaway, Gamoran Retainers, Salacious Crumb, 2 outline Vanguards, like more mid-tier cards. So like less bad. Like most of the cards are going to be solid as opposed to like really good and medium, right? So what are we going to do? I think there's more upside to the red build, so that's what I'm going to put up here, but I could very well see that like the yellow-green might end up also being a really strong consideration here. So let's get rid of the green cards for now, and then see like how we're doing in playables, and then decide what we don't want, what we do want. Stowaway. Reputable Hunter is gone. Retainer. Alright, so this is 38 cards, but we obviously don't want to play all of them, right? Like, I don't think Bravado is any good. That card's not really playable. I don't think Headhunting is going to make it. Desperate Attack, I honestly don't really want to play either of them, but we might need to. Bounty Posting, we have nothing to look for. Look the other way, it's not really a playable card. The Twin Pods, terrible. Let's see, Black Sun, Mercenary Gunship. The Wanted Insurgents I also don't really want to play. Lady Proxima I think we do just play because we have enough Underworld units. So this is 32. So I'm pretty happy that we're at like 32 here. We actually can cut some cards that we don't want to play. So the ones that I'm thinking about cutting. So like Evacuate, I'm not going to cut it. I think it could be like a backup plan. It's unlikely we're going to play it very much, but it's like better than including like 2 Desperate Attacks, right? So cards I'm looking to cut. The Desperate Attacks, let's see, the Covetous Rivals, that's 3. The one Insurgents puts us at 5. I don't think I really want 2 Frontier Traders, so that's 6. And yeah, so there's about 6 cards I could see cutting. We only need to cut 2 of them. So it's probably going to be a Wanted Insurgent. I just think, honestly, it might be both the Wanted Insurgents. That downside scares me so much. Yeah, so we're going to move, actually, we're going to move them both to the sideboard, put us at 30. I don't really want to play 2 Desperate Attacks either. So what I'm going to do now is look at cards that we might splash out of Aspect that might be a little better than that. I'm going to do this pretty quickly. I don't remember seeing too much like super exciting splashable cards, but we're going to do a little bit of due diligence here. The Vanguards, like, I don't think they're terrible at 4, but probably not good enough. I think we're going to put the Tech in the main deck. I don't think he's terrible as a 5 cost. He's really just like an endgame backup plan. So we're going to move him in. I don't think Crosshair at 6 is quite good enough. Palpatine's Return is interesting at 8. Because it's just like at 8 it just buys back Kylo, but I don't think that's good enough. So really, Tech is the only card I really wanted to splash. It's going to take the place of the Desperate Attack, and that's it. That's 30. This kind of went pretty smoothly. Like, I think this deck is quite strong. We have so many Underworlds. We're going to be triggering this guy's ability like every turn, which is absolutely nuts. We have a really nice curve. If we look at math here, we can see, right? So like between our 1s and 2s, we have 7 1-drops, but they're not all units, right? We have 3 2-drops. So, and then we're just like loaded at 3, right? We're gonna be playing 3s a lot, right? Which is okay. Like we can go 3+1 on 4 with so many 1s, and what we're going to try to do a lot of the time is just get ahead early with Cad Bane's ability and then be able to take a turn to like do some discard stuff with like the No Bargains and Pillage. And if we're able to like play attrition through that, it makes evacuate even better too, because you just need less cards in people's hands. They're gonna have to deploy. We're gonna like be able to possibly at some point evacuate into a discard. That would be pretty cool. I don't foresee evacuate like being a major player here, but I just see like us curving. Like our 3s are really, really good. We have a few 2s that are strong. We have 2 straight up bombs at the top of our curve. We have enough big chunky units. Cad Bane on his own is just nuts. And I think this deck would do quite well in a sealed pool. And I think the green version of this deck would have also. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Hear me kind of talk about how I build a sealed deck. Hope this helps a little bit with if you end up drafting. Let me know if you enjoy limited content. I know it was tough to like play a lot of draft or sealed during set 1 because after about a month every store was sold out of product, but hopefully that won't be the case this time. So if you do like limited content, let me know. I might be able to like squeeze in some more videos about drafting because I very much enjoy it. Yeah, that's all I got for you. Catch you next time.